Warm greetings. We are a team of three with the team members Ajit Kumar, Gokulakannan, and Kalayarasi. The topic that we have selected is likelihood from Seven Pillars of Statistical Wisdom by Stephen Stigler. And in this presentation, we'll be looking into what is likelihood, how it can be explained with simple, understandable examples, and how it is important in research. Likelihood is not about the probability of data happening, but it is about how strongly the data supports one explanation or hypothesis over other or many. If we see the difference between likelihood and probability is more of forward looking. It answers the question what could happen, wherein likelihood is of backward looking. It answers the question what best explains what is observed from the data available. And why it is a pillar of wisdom? Because it gave statistics, the likelihood gave statistics the ability to handle uncertainty with imperfect data and competing explanations. It moved research from just counting outcomes towards making evidence based decisions. We can look into a very simple example that can be relatable in everyone's day to day happening. That is, imagine you come home and see your kitchen floor is wet. And the explanations can be of three, that is, someone spilled water while cooking, and the other explanation is it rained heavily and the roof leaked. Explanation C can be your pet knocked over a water bowl. And if you keenly observe the kitchen floor, you can see that the wet patch is right under the kitchen counter. So in this case, which explanation fits the evidence best? So can you guess that? So based on the explanations given, and it is obviously the explanation A that fits better than the other two explanations because the wet patch is right under the kitchen, so that the explanation in B and C cannot be more fit than explanation A. So that is when we drill down to the explanation A for this scenario or example. We don't need absolute probabilities for each. We just compare how well each explanation matches the evidence. So that is how likelihood is more explained, and it is very prominent in medical research. Doctors normally don't ask what's the probability someone has a disease. Instead, they ask, given the patient's symptoms and test results, which disease explanation is most likely to fit with the patient's symptoms. Because there is already pre-explanation for all the disease, the likelihood of the disease based on the symptoms, so they have a reference of it. Example, we can say chest pain could be heartburn, muscle strain, or heart attack, and the likelihood helps weigh which explanation fits the best based on the symptoms and results, and we can conclude what is the exact problem of the patient. And why it matters in research for researchers is it, in research you often face competing theories and models. Likelihood helps you weigh the evidence to see which explanation the data supports most strongly among the given data and the explanation. It's less about certainty and more about relative support, and that is why it is very important in research. And we hope this concept is clear for everyone, and thank you for investing your time in hearing this concept.